Welcome to April 2024 wrap-up on the heels of NAB. I'm Peter Schneider, your host. I'm with Nick Huston in the studio here in New York. We got TK Edmondson coming to us from Atlanta. Hey, TK, how you doing?
Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today?
All right. Let's jump right into it. We got a big event coming up.
We sure do. So after NAB, we do the Gotham Expo here in New York City. It's coming up on May the 4th, hence my Star Trek outfit. I can't wait for all of the comments about how I've gotten this so very, very right.
Nailed it.
This Saturday. May the 4th, come. We'll have the flea market. We'll have a ton of vendors. There'll be a Greek food truck. There'll be a ton of giveaways, including an RF Explorer Pro. And we did a bunch of videos about a lot of these things at NAB, but you can actually come if you're in New York or want to come to New York and say hello and see these things in person. So check it out at gothamsound.com/expo.
And new from Sound Devices, a couple things that they previewed at the NAB show. The A20 Super Nexus, which is actually available this May. The A20 Opto, which will be available later on this year. This is an expansion box for the Super Nexus. It adds redundant power options, a couple of other IOs, and allows you to connect to the octa-core. Then they also have the A20 Outpost, which is going to allow you for remote mounting the NexLink antennas via Ethernet. It connects with the A20 Super Nexus, the A20 Nexus. And they also had a handheld mic prototype, which was very, very nice. Had a little orange condenser in there. Very cool touch. But the very exciting part is the 8 series firmware, which has 32-bit float ISOs now available. You have the routing available within the iPad and daylight mode. So check this out, new and upcoming from Sound Devices later on this year.
Yeah, and this stuff was really exciting. I mean, the handheld transmitter line or the handheld transmitter will really round out their transmitter line. But then to me, and I know this is maybe a bit contentious, but having 32-bit float on the ISOs, and on the ISOs only, to me is a big deal because it's hard enough to do a mix and try to massage that and get it exactly right. But if you are trying to adjust the mix and the gain of like 3 different things, I mean, you only have so many hands. And so having that 32-bit, that complete dynamic range on your input is going to make your life, I think, would make my life easier, but easier to make sure that you're not, getting distortion or hiss or anything like that on a track, and you can really just focus on your mix. I know it might be controversial, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I agree that it is definitely not without controversy. For me, talking to dialogue sound editors, I think the thing that they find frustrating is when we as production mixers have to adjust the gain to kind of make sure that we're hitting the mixer gain stage at the right point. And obviously, we're trying to prevent overs. So I do really hope that the 32-bit float on the ISOs will allow mixers to not have to ride the gain going to the isolated tracks, get it in the ballpark, leave it, and then have some kind of digital gain that adjusts the gain going into the mixer section of the 8 series recorder. We'll see. I haven't seen the firmware. I'm excited to check it out. Also, lots of other improvements. There was daylight mode.
Daylight mode, yeah, for the daywalkers. Not me.
And I do think that the A20 Ethernet link is pretty cool.
You would think that. I agree with you, but you would.
I would, and you can PoE right out to set with that thing, and now you can not worry about range issues at all.
That is cool.
Yep, or have one in the dressing room, whatever you want. Whatever you want. We got lots of new products, a plethora of products from
so
Deity.
Much.
I am excited about the PR2, which is the pocket recorder.
Or portable recorder.
But they also announced the SPD Mini Power Distro, the SRD Mini RF distribution. They also have a plug-on transmitter that will be coming out later. And then a whole bunch of other stuff. They got the DLTX that has 48-volt phantom power. They'll have a new WLAV with a Limo 3 native on the wire there. Check out our video that we did with Andrew. It's always fun to do videos with Andrew.
Yeah, for Andrew Andrew really hosts himself. It's a real pleasure.
Just wind him up, let him go, keep him in
Exactly.
frame and
Just like,
focus, and
just
go.
ask the questions and he goes.
That's right.
The cool things about this to me were the SPD and the SRD. They have those pogo pins, so they actually pass power when they're connected together. So that was neat. And then the DXTX is going to have AES input on it and will transmit and record. So for microphones that we're going to talk about later, these new AES mics, it's pretty neat to be able to do that wireless.
The pogo pins are cool, and the USB-C is cool.
Yeah.
They charge by USB-C, and they can provide USB-C power.
Yeah. So new from Lectro, the Lectro DSSM. This was announced before NAB, and we did a video with Carl, but we've got a new video. There were also some firmware improvements to their wireless designer. But the DSSM was there. It was working. It's just pending the FCC approval. It's new. It's small. It's waterproof. Super waterproof, no special connector, really neat, and a good addition to the Lectro digital line.
Yeah, it's sort of the successor to the WM and the SSM at the same time because it's waterproof.
It's like you smashed them together and made the WM a lot smaller.
That's right. And that 3-pin LEMO is cool.
Yeah, waterproof 3-pin LEMO. Who 3-pin knew?
Who knew?
Ooh, very well done. Also very well done was Q5X. They had a couple of their prototypes available on display at the NAB show. So the digital Aquamic XL, now for the Shure Accent, it's remote controllable transmitter, got 32 hours of battery life, which is just crazy. They also had the player mic flexible transmitter with a 3-pin LEMO, so you can plug directly in with your existing microphones and lavaliers now. The push mic, very cool version of the coach mic with the push button. So check that out. Nick does a very good video. Nancy, check out our videos on YouTube. And all this will be available later on in the year. It's kind of TBA for now.
Q5X, they had as many new products as Deity.
Yeah.
And, also a great interview. Nancy,
Yes.
you didn't have to wind her up. She just goes.
She just goes.
Yeah, she is such a lovely person.
Something that people should know about Q5X, they will do custom products. So if you have a need for, they have their baseball cap. They're just waiting for somebody to need that. But it's a little transmitter, if you haven't seen it, in the brim of a baseball cap. But we've had customers that needed to cram wireless transmission stuff into period handheld microphones, and they're game for it. So it's cool.
And they will
Cool
give you
company.
custom colors, and we had some NHL stuff printed with their logos, and all cool. The thing I was most excited about, a 32-hour transmitter is bananas, like crazy bananas, but really that they have been able to outfit all of their transmitters with 3-pin LEMO, where it had previously been this crazy 1-pin LEMO, so they can work with standardized things. That to me is huge.
The great thing about standards, there's so many of them.
True.
We also got a look at Phonak's new Roger transmitter.
The On.
It should be called the Tiny.
It's super tiny.
Yeah.
Super
It's like
tiny,
the size
but
of my pinky.
speaking of pinkies, it's got a mini in. So that way you can, and here's how I would use it if I needed to really get maximum range. I would go UHF or VHF to the transmitter, mini out of the IFB receiver, mini into the on, and then that could be, the talent could wear that. It could be near the talent, could be on an extra near the talent, somewhere in a much closer range. So anyways, it's a cool product. Check out the video we did at NAB. End of support for Invisity is coming, so because of that, there's a 25% off sale on the Phonak Rogers to kind of get people into it.
25% off is huge. These things are like $1,700 a piece. So I'm no math genius, but that's a lot of dough.
That's at least $1,700.
I don't think that's how that works. So Zaxcom had an exciting new announcement for NAB as well to go along with their new VRX VHF receiver. They have a new Nova board that is an IFB, VHF, and ZaxNet transmitter that is user replaceable if you're not comfortable with it. Any of the Gotham Sound locations, New York, Atlanta, Antarctica, if you can find it. There's also a ZaxConvert software update, which will allow you to copy and process multiple cards at all at once. Both of these estimated due this summer, but coming soon.
That's cool. Now, the VHF transmitter board they announced, is that analog VHF or is that
my understanding is right now it is transmitting an analog, so
Okay.
that your Comtex will work with that.
Cool.
Yeah, neat.
Very neat.
So the idea being that really like you can have your, all in one bag, your 5-pound bag, literally. You can have your 8 channels of wireless. You can have your ZaxNet control, and you can be sending high quality feeds to producers and to cameras reference either with ERX or VRX. So it's pretty, saving backs, one back at a time.
10 pounds of audio in a 5-pound package. That's cool.
I mean, a couple of years ago it would have been 40 pounds of audio in a 5-pound package.
Seriously.
So, yeah.
And you can still use your legacy Comtex.
Right. Super cool.
Very, very cool. Also very cool is the new Muga sound. These are our antenna covers that would work with the Betso bow ties as well as the Deity butterflies. And these are available now. I will say it was really nice to finally have a chance to meet Fernando over in Vegas this year. He's just a very, very nice guy. And so, yeah, just check these out if you are in need of a cover for your Betso or Deity antennas.
Yeah, he is a nice guy. And these, he always makes good products. And it's nice to have something to protect your antennas.
Yeah. Speaking of protection, there is wind protection for your DPA Lave.
Big theme this year also.
This was cool. I actually had fun shooting this because I got to get in real close. And it is basically, from what I could see, like a little baby Zeppelin for your Lave. It comes in 2 sizes, small and large. Together, that will account for the majority of Laves, not just DPA Laves.
Yeah, the 6060 and the 4060 specifically, but definitely like a little air bubble around it. Very cool.
Yeah, I quite like the clasp on the back end of those. Very nice job.
Yep.
Bubblebee, keeping with the Lave wind protection, also announced their Windbubble Pro. So this really does look like a miniature wind killer, if you imagine what that might look like on the MKH50 or something like that, with a little rubber ring around it that the microphone just slides into very snuggly, as I am in my pajamas. So the rubber mount absorbs the shocks and stops the transference of vibrations into your microphone capsule. There are multiple sizes with 2 different versions. There's the standard and then there's the extreme. So if you're going, skydiving like Peter likes to sometimes, you would use the extreme. Back order 2 to 3 weeks at the moment.
I've only gone skydiving once, and I will give everybody one important piece of information. When they say we're going on 3, total lie.
Going on 4. It makes it even worse.
We spoke to our friends at Voice Technologies.
Yes.
They have cool products. They have the VT403 Water Lave, which is IPX7 certified. So basically you can go underwater.
Yeah.
I was really excited to see the VT500X necklace mic.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's something that's has been in demand, and with audio and some of the other necklace devices, nice to have it all in one.
All in one, where the Lave is the necklace mic.
Yeah. And the necklace is the Lave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Symbiosis.
Exactly.
This is the Lave.
Both available now.
Nice. And from Shure, the MV7 Plus. The Plus is for more betterer than the 7. So now it has USB-C on it. It works with the Motive Mix Control app. It's available now. Honestly, I was really impressed with the colors. That was exciting to me. I mean, USB-C, cool, new standard, whatever. But the programmable colors on the top,
Yes, on the ring.
I died.
In the event that you have multiple of the MV7 Pluses, that Motive app will let you control up to 8 of them from one control app. So very, very nice to see the features expand with that.
Rock and or roll for your pod and or cast.
The Nexadyne, I'm calling this the new coming of the SM58. This is a cardioid or supercardioid available. They have XLR versions. They've got wireless versions that line up with pretty much every one of their wireless lineups: Axient, ULX, QLX, and the SLX. So the XLR version is available now. So yeah, go ahead and get your hands on that.
So this is a new dynamic vocal mic from Shure. I mean, I don't remember when the SM58 was released, but it was a hot minute ago.
70s, 78, maybe 76.
Wow, something that's older than me. Fantastic. It doesn't happen all that often.
Rode came out with their interview mic compatible with their Rode Series 4 wireless receivers.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
Well, that's exactly it. I think they were tired of the trend of people using lavaliers in people's faces. So they came out with this, I think. I don't know.
Very cool. And that's available this month at some point.
In May, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looping back to what we were talking about with the Deity AES transmitter. So is the Schoeps CMD 42, the Colette modular digital 42 preamp. Schoeps has been talking about this for as long as I can remember, which admittedly I don't remember that much, but it's been years. It's pre-COVID, but it is their new digital mic body for any Colette microphone, available coming soon in limited quantities. It's like $1,200. It's really neat. And I like that it's controlled by a Dweedle tone rather than like having to muck around with Bluetooth. I actually think it's a really good choice for that microphone. And, similar to the Shure mic we just talked about, it has a little ring that lights up, which I'm very excited about, just to confirm that it's changed the things. The video on this is, a deep dive should be coming at some point, but the video on this at NAB was illuminating.
Oh, yeah, I see what you did there. I think it is really cool to be able to go analog to digital once at the capsule, transmit digitally, and then, of course, record digitally and mix digitally. I think that's great. So you're analog once, which is the actor, and then everything else is digital until somebody watches or listens to what you recorded.
Right. It's all ones and zeros until somebody gets hurt. Until somebody hears it.
Shout out to Simon Hayes. If he was one of the beta testers and really is one of the proponents of this product and this workflow.
Yeah.
And we have the new Kono Slim. This is available now. It's better power options in a TA4. It's smaller in size, and it's a variable power from 12 to 18 volts. So yeah, this is a very great option if you want to get out there and use DC power with your existing setup for a Kono. So check that out.
Yeah, Konos is one of those sleeper microphones. Ren Haven did a video for us that I think showed off some of the possibilities. It's an interesting mic.
It was a good deep
really
dive.
good perspective.
Agreed. Check that one out.
New from Sennheiser is the 8030, which is a figure of 8 mic. It's great, and it lets you do MS really easily. It's really well built, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great match for the MKH 8000 line, or really rounds it out. So for people looking to do MS recordings or DMS recordings in a very small form factor, it's great. So yeah, people are excited, and deservedly so.
One story about that at NAB that stands out in my mind was, you should all check out the video. We were about to film. It was right before lunch, and you had a conversation with Chris, sort of getting the details. And Chris, I think, said, "Oh, it's shipping now," and you said, "That's interesting because we have a bunch on order and we have 0. So I don't think it's shipping now." And I was so tired and cranky, I said, "Who cares? Let's just do this thing. We'll correct it later."
Just kind of paint the picture, right? So not only was it lunch, but Peter had this giant wooden homage to Aton XTR16 on his shoulder with an EXO rig, and was just like
EXO.
falling down, dying. And I'm like, just hold on. And they had to go check. And the Germans were like, "Oh, it's ready, but we haven't shipped it yet."
We have not shipped it. So moral of the story is it is shipping late May.
Radius, relatively new wind production company, had a ton of stuff on display at the Reading Audio booth. Some new specialty mic clips, gray hoops so that you don't have to have blue if you're not a blue person, the Blackford Nimbus, some blimps that are in preview, a quick release they're working on, a cable management band. All of these things are coming soon-ish, so just keep an eye on the website, on our newsletter, and we will post that. They're all really cool. The quick release I thought was cool because it has that little blue ring around the top, but as soon as you click it in, it like dips down, so it's all black. So it's like blue, so you can find it in a drawer, and then all of a sudden, all cool. Black, so you're not seeing anything. So I thought that was neat.
And a great company.
Yeah, great company, real nice guy. John, where are my shirts?
John and Simon and family.
Where are my shirts? That's the important part. Where are the shirts? They had a really cool shirt at NAB.
They did. Tilta Cinema Devices and Easy Rig, they all debuted boom support systems over the NAB show, and it was really, really nice to see a lot of that support going towards the boom operation. So we have the Zombie Rig, we have the XO Boom, we have the Boom Rig. So all these are available now. We're working to have samples in both stores so that you can come and try these things out yourself. Come to the Gotham Expo. There will be demos there. But yeah, check out the video otherwise and get a feel for which system you think would work best for you.
And how cool to have, virtually nothing. I mean, people had like articulated poles or like poles where they could prop things up and kind of move things around. But these three systems are all basically debuted very similar time. And now people have options. And certainly like, I think it's like with anything, you have to find the one that's right for you. I did get to try the zombie rig, and it was surprisingly easy to manipulate when I just popped it in my bag. I know Kevin is a big fan of the boom rig, and he's a long-time boom operator, and he was just chilling with that in the air. And then we had the person demonstrating the XO boom and, seemingly not even breaking a sweat. So if you can save your back, save your shoulder, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's huge. Ambient showed their QuickPole 5-lock upgrade kit. It's an upgrade kit so that the QuickPole 5 locks will match the Slim's locks.
Right. They made a little bit of an upgrade when they came out with the Slim. They thought, if people have the QP5, an older one, and they want the same locks as the Slim, why not send them a kit? It's user upgradable, so if I could do it, anybody could do it. But it's pretty, nice that they offered that.
And you did a great video with Alan and Yannick that people should check out.
That was fun. That really was fun. So we got a chance to talk to Tino from K-Tek, who didn't have a booth at NAB, but was running around the floor and was his own one-man booth. So with his K-Tek backpack. So new there is the attachable front pouch that'll work with all the different Stingrays. Just a couple of little grommets and boom, you're attached and you've got a little bit of extra room.
Yep.
Which for the Stingray Junior, obviously, for that bag is so perfect and slim. If you just need a little bit extra, like that seems really nice. A brand new KC 108 boom pole that's available coiled and not. So the C is for a kind of a carbon composite. That's what it is. A custom composite that they've made that is less expensive than the graphite and carbon fiber that they use in their other poles, but still very good, very lightweight,
strong,
very doable,
yep.
strong. And then they also have the Mighty Boom counterweights available. So information about that stuff is on the website. Some things available now, some kind of TBA, but all coming, all neat, and always fun to talk to Tino, who speaks like 500 languages.
Yeah.
He speaks them all.
Yeah.
And he spoke them all at NAB in front of me, and I was very confused.
From Soundbag Dashboards, they have officially released the Scorpio Rail, which is their rail system for the Scorpio. So if you have an 8 series and you're looking to get into that, that is available. They also have released a smart battery adapter bracket for the Kogo BPS battery cup, which is kind of a favorite of mine to just travel. It's got a couple power out options on there, so very nice and handy to have in the bag. And they also released the AES XL spacer. So if you have the 833 or the 888, this will give you a little bit of additional space around the cabling for that device. So all these things are available now from Soundbag Dashboards.
Cool. Orca showed a bunch of stuff that was very cool. They had the OR119 organizer. They had the mini OR cart, which I think is cool. Great for second unit, or if you're doing interviews or stuff, you can keep all of your stuff in a very small footprint. And then they're making some changes to the OR445, the floating spinal harness. They're updating the memory foam.
Cool.
Available now.
Awesome.
I implore people to check out that OR119 as well. It's like a surprise with every time you open up a new zipper on that thing.
We use that for our stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of the kit for NAB.
We had like 20 different batteries in that thing, all organized.
All organized. Yes.
There it is.
Tentacle came out with something that's been expected for a long, long time. Them being a sync box company, a huge sync box company, people have been wanting a slate and a time bar. And they have announced the time bar, which is available very, very soon. They're shipping from Germany. We should be getting our first units soon. And then they also announced a time bar slate body. So the idea is the time bar has a little like magnetic sensor built into it, and you can slide this time bar into the time bar slate body, and it functions as a slate.
Yeah.
So you get all the connectivity with your Tentacle Syncs. You get the little Tentacle Sync app. You get the weird little squid thing that they do, or octopus, or whatever that is. Cephalopod. Is that right? Cephalopod.
Cephalopod.
cephalopod, whatever that is. It's orange, and the display is gorgeous.
It's really a really great display. And they even put in the Hall effect sensor into the time bar so that when you do add it to a slate, it sort of behaves the way you expect a timecode slate to behave in terms of when the sticks close, the display changes.
Yeah, and given the app and how much they can do, it seems like they would be able to customize that quite a bit. And also, like, given the fact that the sensor's there, you can build your own slate.
And they're giving you all the plans to be able to 3D print your own or laser cut your own. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Yep.
Ambient Lockit Toolbox update now allows you to set several Lockit boxes devices at once. So this is a huge ease add to the workflow. You can now sync all your Lockit boxes at once. You're allowed to download the logs now. You don't have to use the Nano Logger app anymore. And you can use the direct links to get to the manual, and there's cable guides for the pen out. So if you need any of that information, it's now quickly accessible through that new Toolbox update. So check that out if you're an Ambient user.
Very cool. Ambient and Viviana announced a partnership, an alliance, if you will. Ambient and Viviana Cloud.
And a look for more positive global relations.
Yeah. It is going to be something designed for sound bags to get audio files out of the bag and into the cloud. Seriously, this is something that I am genuinely interested in. This has been a topic of our sort of R&D for a long time. Mm-hmm. We had our own little cloud device that we used for NAB coverage to get the 4K files out of NAB up to the cloud so that we could get to editing the 4K versions right away. So I am very excited to see what comes out of Ambient and Viviana's partnership.
Yeah. So also at NAB, Sonifex was displaying their AVN-Dio10-12g. And so this is basically a Dante converter to 12G SDI. So you could take your audio channels coming in from your SDI signal, send them out via Dante, put new Dante ones back in there and shoot them back out, so you can do all sorts of stuff with multi-track over SDI. Coming soonish, but TBA, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, very cool. And speaking of ways to integrate your Dante, Glen Sound has released a couple new items. The Victoria 64D, which is Dante Bridge, will allow you to bridge essentially two Dante networks. You can either do that internally or separately. There's also the Dark Dawn 1616M, which is an AOIP interface, allows you to essentially send connect Dante, and it's got 16 analog in and out. So if you needed to have raw analog connections, that device will allow you to do that.
And the M is for mic preamps.
Yes, it's mic line level available, switchable, and 48 phantom power on each selectable input. So big nod to them. And the AOIP22M, which is kind of my favorite. This is like a little USB-C powered device, 2 in, 2 out, mic line switchable as well. And yeah, it runs with Dante and AES67 bidirectional. So very cool stuff from Glen Sound. They're always really dropping some fire products, honestly.
But also, what a great name, the Dark Dawn. Could be, you could add that to Gotham Sound Wrap Up, Dark Dawn, and I would watch that.
And Vittoria. What a great story he told us as to how Vittoria got its name.
Mm-hmm. Watch the video.
Watch the video, yes. RME came out with some new stuff. The DPS-2 is a linear low noise power supply, and they also came out with the LME-2, which is a low noise isolating DC to DC converter, 12 volts up to 2 amps. Very cool. We know from all the card installations that we've been involved in, you get these DC ground loops that sort of manifest strange audio artifacts, even on cameras, although this is not camera size, but same idea, where you get these DC noise, DC ground loop artifacts that manifest with noise in the audio. This breaks that and cleans up your power. Available soon.
And from AntLion, this is not new, but this is new as a Gotham Sound product. The ModMic. So if you need a headset, like let's say you have your favorite pair of whatever headphones you like, I'm not going to presume whatever headphones you like, they're perfect. I love them. But if you want to add a microphone to it for a slate mic, you can grab a ModMic, literally like smack it on the side, has a cable that comes off, will go right into whatever mixer it is that you want, whatever mixer you have. I'm sure it's perfect and just right for you. And then becomes an option, a quick, easy, affordable option. They are available now, probably 1 to 2 weeks if you order one from Gotham Sound. But you've been championing that for years.
Yeah, we can sort of modify the cord coming off so that now you have one connection for both the mic and the headphones, and then it'll, sort of like banana out. Banana is the new sort of phrase of the year, I feel like. Everything is bananas.
Banana.
This mic is bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah. Anyways, it sort of wise out with the headset and the microphone connection. So, yeah, hat tip to the gamers that use this.
Great product. I actually use this with my PS4.
There you go. Nice.
But also a stock update in the form of Yamaha. The DMD3s, very, very cool Dante boards, are now in stock if they are still available at the time of listening.
One left as of right now.
Literally one left. So there it is.
And of course, what's cool about that DM3D is it's 24 volt DC powerable, easy to get from 12 volts. So yeah, perfect for a cart.
Also Q5X, we have player mics for the Shure Axion system in rentals and sales stock. So if you're in need of a Q5X system, for sure, give us a shout, a holler, something. We want to fulfill your needs.
Zoom has some price reductions. $50 price reductions for the F3, for the LiveTrack L8 and L12. And Cedar, the DNS4 and SE1 have some price reductions.
It's a big one. So definitely, if you're interested in some portable noise reduction, check out the DNS4 and you'll be pleasantly surprised. So sales and deals, these are temporary. So Phonak Roger, as we mentioned before, on most things Roger is 25% off. That deal ends on May 15th. That's a big, big deal. Allen and Heath is having a Q-Pack and a Q-Sp promo. Shure Iconic microphones are also on sale. We have rental expendable bundles. So if you are doing a $5,000 or more rental over a certain period of time, you can get 10% off on your expendables. And as always, if you're looking to put together a sound package, we do bundles. So we can, if you've got a shoot coming up and you need something, let us know and we'll try to work at the best deal we can. Yes, we'll bundle up just like me in this 86-degree weather. Warp Factor 9.
Beam him out of here. Speaking of beaming us out, you have made it this far, and thank you very much. We hope we have provided useful information for you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, TK. See our videos at gothamsound.tv. I am especially proud of the live NAB videos that we did. And when I say we, I mean not just TK, Nick, and myself, but Joe and Jared and Nate and everybody that helped us pull it off, and all the vendors. Special shout outs to Lectrosonics for giving us those clutch exhibitor badges so we can get in early and get going, and Sound Devices for letting us put our little cloud computer in their booth, and WYSICOM for letting us store all of our stuff overnight. We could not have done it without anybody that we've just mentioned.
And really, for everybody that watched and participated, like that made the experience for me, and I think for everybody who was watching and has watched these videos, it was great. It was invaluable to have your input. So we really appreciate it, and we appreciate your feedback.
Questions. Yeah, I mean that did make it feel worth it. Yeah. So thank you. Follow us on social media. We got all the socials. If you have ideas for events or live streams, let us know. info@gothamsound.com. I really hope we see all of you at the Gotham Expo on May the 4th at IATSE Local 52.
Yes. Live long, and may the 4th be with you.
Thanks for watching. Gotham Sound Expo. You better be dead or in jail. No, wait a second.
Thanks for watching. Beam me up, Scotty.
Slither away now. There you go.